Hi,
Jana
Jane.
Jane talk live with two extraordinary LA, Westside LA restaurant owners, owners of vegan restaurants who are powering through using all their creativity, their energy, their determination with the mission to not just survive during this coronavirus crisis, but to thrive because veganism is the solution to future pandemics. It was the slaughter of animals in a meat market that started all this. So these determined entrepreneurs, restaurant owners are going to give us their tips. How are you doing? Let's start with you, Julie Wong. Julie Goes Green.
Hi, everybody. I'm Julie, owner of Julie Goes Green. During this pandemic, we're really grateful to be still open and serving our vegan communities. So what we do now, of course, right now we can only do pickups and to-goes. So we're doing it through third party like Postmates, Uber, DoorDash, or Grubhub. Through there, customer can order from us. And how we keep it really safe, I would say, is um, there's no contact, obviously. So when customer place order, usually we'll just have the order ready. We'll write the name on the bag. We'll leave it on the table. So when driver pick it up, we'll just say, well, you're from which company? It's right there. So we don't even have to have any contact with the drivers or customers. And we will wipe down, sanitize right away when they leave. And we'll also provide hand sanitizer in the front for drivers.
Absolutely great ideas again. That is the owner of Julie's Goes Green, and you are on Palms Boulevard. For those who, first of all, if you're interested, just go on and write Julie Goes Green. That's Julie, and she's gone green with her sister. And so they own this incredible restaurant. It's an Italian restaurant. Their pizzas are extraordinary. I'm getting hungry right now. I'm going to order a pizza from you today. Now, let's go to our second incredible restaurateur. And this is Cher Kopman of Allo Cafe on Pico. Okay, so Allo Cafe is an incredible restaurant. It's also sort of a community hub where there's an incredible backyard where people gather, a back deck. And not only do you have great wraps and bowls, but there's a lot of things that happen at Allo Cafe, like parties, community vegan meetups, documentary screenings. So you've become quite a little hub for the vegan community. There's one of your Avo bowls, absolutely fantastic. Tell us how you are surviving and thriving during this crisis, Cher.
So similarly to what Julie was saying, we're doing what we can. We're very grateful to be open. We're obviously, taking very particular measures to keep things sanitary and to try to pick up on the end of delivery and pickup. So marketing that has been, a new challenge for us. Postmates, Grubhub, DoorDash, we're now offering online e-commerce. People can order direct through our website, and we will personally deliver within Santa Monica, free of charge. So, we're making little steps to try to improve business. Business is way down. Like you were saying, Jane, we rely heavily on people coming in, spending time on our back patio, booking events, having more meetups. And we've had such a fantastic 18 months we're going into now being open with the community. And it just saddens me that it's not that hub anymore. It's very different. It's very no contact, just, trying to get people healthy food. But at the same time, you don't have that same interaction. That's such a beautiful thing.
Yes, and I love going to both of yours. In fact, every time I go to the vet, I pass Julie Goes Green. I go, oh, I'm so hungry for one of your pizzas or your incredible pastas. And every time I go on the 10 to the 405, I pass Avo and I want to pull over. And I do often pull over at both of your restaurants and order your fabulous food. But look, we're at a turning point in history. A lot of people are waking up to the connection between COVID-19 and in fact, let me just show one of the great memes that we have that would require me hiding this particular banner. Let me hide this banner and show one of these memes because I think it says everything. And it really talks about how, right here, eating animals equals COVID-19. There are a lot of memes going up about this very topic. This wouldn't be happening if we lived in a plant-based world. And it's not pointing the finger at any other country because we have wet markets, live markets here in the United States. I've been into them myself. And unfortunately, I'll just show you one quick picture. You don't need to see more than that. It's disgusting. This is a New York City wet market. This is PETA undercover footage. Here you're going to see people actually shopping for live chickens that they throw into a shopping cart, and then they go and watch them get slaughtered. It's disgusting. It's terrifying. It's got to go global. It's a global problem. The answer is the solution is obviously make the switch to plant-based. And the two of you are really experts in taking those traditional comfort foods like pasta and lasagna and the veggie bowls and all of the bowls that might have been filled with chicken, and now just transforming them into delicious vegan recipes. And so, you know, even the New York Times just wrote an opinion piece or published an opinion piece that said our cruel treatment of animals led to the coronavirus. So the obvious answer is that we should then transition to plant-based as a culture. Now, one of the things is that people need to have an action point. If they start seeing all the slaughterhouses are shutting down now because there's coronavirus in meat plants all over the place, hundreds of meat workers have now tested positive for coronavirus. They're starting to see that on the news, and they're like, gross. Yes, we've been trying to tell you it's gross for a long time. Yeah. Well, what do I do? Well, what you do is you go to vegan restaurants. I just interviewed yesterday the head of Happy Cow, which is one of the great, basically, both of you are on Happy Cow. Every single vegan restaurant is listed on the Happy Cow app. All you have to do is go to the Happy Cow app and boom, you can find Julie Goes Green as well as the Allo Cafe. And so this is the solution. So we've got to keep you guys open. We've got to, here's one of Julie Goes Green's incredible pizzas. I am literally, it's mouth-watering. I want one of those right now. And for dinner, I want one of Allo Cafe's incredible bowls with quinoa, kale, sweet potato mash, avocado, microgreens, gamicio. I don't know what that is. Plant superfoods. So you're doing not just a restaurant business, you're doing a public service right now. That's what I think is so important for people to understand. Every single vegan needs to support all these restaurants. So we're talking Julie Goes Green and Allo Cafe and the many others that are struggling or shutting down. Do you feel like the fact that you've remained open is important for your future success? And have you learned new innovations to pivot that will help you thrive in the future? I'll start with you, Cher.
I think trying to stay open throughout this whole crisis is imperative. I think that, like you're saying, more and more people need to go vegan, and for us to shut our doors, even, you know, not doing very well with the business necessarily, would kind of mean like, okay, we're shutting the doors on people being able to become more open to being vegan and have those available options to them. So I think it represents, you know, what we need to be doing right now. We need to be strong in the vegan community. We need to power through this, and we need to all come together and, you know, make a bigger statement that basically says now is the time for change. And we're representing things on a very small level, but we're trying to create this big picture of why it's absolutely necessary to change this planet. And
yes. Well, Allo Cafe, which you're speaking to the owner with her husband, Allo Cafe is at 306 Pico Boulevard. It's right at Pico, at just before 4th Street. And I have to ask you about our friend the parrot who's next door.
Jimmy.
Is Jimmy doing okay?
Jimmy is doing okay. I think he really misses people on the patio. He liked to, squawk and talk and, have his presence known on the tree looking over our back patio. But I go out there and, I feed him some treats here and there and we talk and, he's just, he's a sweetheart. So as much as I can give him attention, I do.
Thank you for that. I so appreciate it. And, you're an incredible person. I've been in this community since 1990 and, there's a parrot, and I was talking in a pet store next door to you.
Yes.
And I was talking to the manager or whatever, and he said, there was this woman who used to come by and feed Jimmy. It's Jimmy, right?
Jimmy.
Watermelon, and she moved, and he was a little despondent. And so then I was emotionally touched by that because this parrot, just touched my heart and the way he looked at me. And then I went next door to you and I said, please, you're here. Please interact and feed with Jimmy. And you have gone out of your way to do that. And that's that's the kind of people that we are. We're not going to just treat these animals like they're widgets. They're complex human beings. I can even tell you right now that I was going to foster, and then I'm a failed foster. This 12-year-old,
oh my God,
12-year-old 5-pounder who was dumped at the shelter. There's a crisis with the shelters now because of the coronavirus. And, my 3 other dogs had different reactions. And my biggest boy, who's 19 pounds, I've had to talk to him. He's jealous and he's a little hurt. And so it really just reminded me of the complex emotional nature of these individuals that are being eaten by the billions. And all it's doing is giving people heart disease, obesity, diabetes, cancer. Processed meat is officially cancer causing, according to the World Health Organization. So in running your restaurants, you're not just running restaurants. Julie Goes Green and Allo Cafe, both on the west side of LA. Delicious food, but it's also a mission. Julie, tell me about that, and what has powered you emotionally through staying in business and powering through this COVID-19 crisis, Julie. Julie? Okay. Well, Julie froze a little bit.
Oh no.
Oh, well, there she is. She's back, I think. Julie.
Hey, Jane.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Hi.
Go ahead.
I couldn't really hear,
Well, what is the importance of you powering through? What drives you to power through during this crisis? Okay, well, we missed.
I think the important thing is just to stay open, like what I'm just really grateful to them. And fortunately, we're still okay. Sales are a little bit slower than before, but we're still able to manage. And I think the important thing is just to stay open. And like what you said, during this pandemic time, people need to really understand going vegan is really the way to stop everything, help the animals, to help the virus, and also our Mother Earth. I mean, right now, what we're trying to do is just to be accessible, so people they want pizza, they want pasta, they want vegan food, they still can come to Julie Goes Green or order through online. And yeah,
well,
that's what we're trying to do right now. Just
I want to open. Compliment. I was in a course where we had to do a lot of things together. This is this was like a year ago. And they all came over to my house, and I'm a vegan household. I'm not going to allow people to bring meat into my house. And so there was a lot of pushback on that. And I said, I'm going to just order. Just stop. I will order everything. And I ordered from Julie Goes Green, and it arrived. And the most resistant man, an older guy who kept basically saying, why are you pushing this on me? Came up and he goes, if this is vegan, I think I can do it. So ultimate compliment, Julie, that the most resistant guy, when he tasted your food, said, I think I could do this. So I I do feel that we are the people who are running vegan restaurants, and I shouldn't say we, I can hardly make coffee and toast at the same time. I don't know how you guys do it, but you guys are doing the most important mission that there is. So I want to point out where your restaurants are. So Allo Cafe is on Pico Boulevard. It's so easy to find for those of you in Los Angeles. It's right where the 10 goes to Santa Monica on 4th Street. So if you're coming from the beach, for example, it's right at Pico and right before 4th Street. And then we'll go to Julie's Goes Green is on Palms, which is right at Sepulveda and Palms. So they're both actually quite close to each other. Julie, give us your thoughts on why you've been able to stay open and some other restaurants may not have been able to, or maybe struggling more, because I've been talking to a lot of restaurant owners and they want to share ideas. I believe we need a vegan restaurant association. Do you agree with that, Julie? Do you agree with that, Cher?
I do. I think it would be fantastic. And I think who you were talking about, I bumped into along the walkway yesterday, Eric from Happy Cow.
Well, I hope you didn't bump into him.
Okay, not literally. You're right.
Yeah.
So we passed by within over 6 feet of one another, and we were chatting for a few moments, and we were talking a lot about how he really wants to help the vegan community, the vegan restaurants here in LA County, just to promote us. He wants to do free marketing for us. I mean, he's so passionate about what he does, and it's such a beautiful thing that he said, let's come up with a marketing plan where, we get a whole bunch of restaurants in the area to send pictures to me. So Julie, this applies to you obviously as well. And he'll market, some kind of a deal for us, put it out there and really try to reach out to a wider range of the community to let people know we are open and we are serving our delicious food right now.
And we just interviewed Happy Cow yesterday.
Yeah.
Their partner, Ken Spector.
Yeah.
And they're doing so much with various initiatives. One of the things that I would like to see is delivery beyond the geographic area. Okay. That's super important because with vegans, they often travel. I will travel across town. I'll go from Venice, California to Pasadena for a good vegan restaurant. So when you're limited just to your geographic area, a large percentage of your clientele has then been cut out. So,
and might I add that people have been saying how incredible the traffic is, no traffic because of all this. So it's the perfect time to, span out and try to get people like 10 to 15 miles from us getting our food. So you're right.
Exactly. So if you have deliveries in clusters, and I don't know if anybody has the sound up, but turn it down or put on your earbuds. But if you have deliveries in clusters, then you could go out of your geographic area. So the other thing that I think is important is just experiencing this in real time. I can't eat 5 sandwiches. So there's something like there's boxes. This is a box from a particular restaurant. I forget which. We've been doing these interviews for several days, but you can see they have the vegan chicken. They have the veggie ham. They have the chipotle sauce. They have some Italian dressing. I think they've got some cheese in a packet, and they're delivering that so that people can make 5 days worth of food. And that's kind of an important alternative.
Family meal plan.
Right. A family meal plan, or for single people like myself, 5 days of food that I can have, and I can make it on different days. So all these ideas need to be thought out, and we need a vegan restaurant association. And that's what I really see, because unfortunately, since eating animals equals COVID-19, as this says, and if we don't learn this lesson, tragically, another more serious pandemic could be coming down the pike. And not only that, but the societal changes that are going to go into effect are going to, I believe, when we return to the new normal, that there's going to be a lot more of delivery and people staying at home. I mean, I never even really experienced ordering in the way I've ordered in now. And I kind of like it. I realized, gee, every week I would go to the grocery store with my cart, and I may not need to do that anymore. I may not want to do that. I may want to order in more from vegan restaurants. So I think whatever infrastructure we set up now and pivot, use this opportunity to pivot, will benefit vegan restaurants in the future.
Yeah, it's a good plan.
Julie, I don't know if you can still hear us, but do you have any thoughts on that? Okay, I think we've lost Julie, but I want to say, please support these and other vegan restaurants. So I'm going to leave everybody with, we've got Julie Goes Green, and that's on Palms and Sepulveda. We've got Allo Cafe, Pico, right near 4th Street, where the 10 ends up in Santa Monica. And they're great, great restaurateurs. They're open for pickup, for delivery. You can use Grubhub, you can use Postmates, and we're also working on ways to see if we can get, I think I'm just outside the range of both of you. So that's kind of why I'm thinking of how I can get the deliveries beyond that geographic area. That no, I can order, because I did order on Postmates. What am I thinking for that event, for that conference? So, everybody's navigating this as in real time, figuring out solutions. And I just want to say, you guys are not just two of my favorite restaurants, but you're my heroes. Power through. Do not stop. Remember, it's not a problem. It's a puzzle and a challenge to be solved by pivoting to greater efficiency, something that the technology companies know. And every time you go on a social media app, it's slightly different because they're always pivoting. This is our opportunity to pivot and get more efficient and adapt to the new normal that's going to come out of this. Thank you, ladies. I appreciate it.
Thank you, Jane. Can I say one last thing before we go? So if you go online to allveganorganic.com and you press online ordering, if it's not delivered to your area, I'm personally going to deliver to you.
Wow. Okay. You heard it here first. And
yes, you got my word.
Yes. And would you like to say something, Julie? Julie, do you hear me? Well, anyway, you look fabulous. Hi. Would you like to have a final word? Okay.
Connection is really.
It's all right. Well, thank you for joining us. I know that you're busy putting those pizzas together. We love you, Julie Wong. We love you, Cher. Carry on. And folks out there, if you're not plant-based, go plant-based. This is the opportunity to transform and come out of this healthier. I'd like to say one last thing. I just read an article this morning. Obesity is the key marker to whether you're going to die during this crisis. Now, the food that you guys are featuring here is super healthy food, okay? Super healthy food. You can have a pizza that is filled with delicious vegetables and no cholesterol. None of the food in any vegan restaurant has any cholesterol. That's what leads to heart disease. Heart disease is another marker for severe reaction to COVID-19. So for your own health, to prevent future pandemics, to reduce climate change, to save animals, to make this world a healthier, kinder place, if you're not plant-based, head there right now during this crisis. Avail yourself of these great vegan restaurants through the Happy Cow app. And if you are vegan, this is the most important time to support your vegan restaurant. Now, keep them alive. One other question. It just occurred to me. Cher, do you have gift certificates? Because
we do.
Okay, tell us about that, because one of the things that I was thinking about is, there's only so much I can eat. And believe me, I have a good appetite. There's maybe once a year where I'm so devastated by something that I can't have lunch. But I was thinking, this is my time to do my holiday shopping. I know a lot of people who live in the vicinity of both of you. It would be a great gift. I can get that out of the way, and I can support you during this tough time. Do either of you have gift certificates? Let's start. Julie, tell us if you can talk, because you look gorgeous, by the way. You look absolutely gorgeous. And we want to have your your picture up there, but I'm not sure if we can actually talk to you. So let's try. Let's try. Do you have gift certificates? Again, gorgeous. Go ahead. Go ahead. Do you have gift certificates?
Oh, yeah. Sorry. Yes. So we have digital gift certificates. All you have to do is call the cafe. You can look us up online, and we will provide you with a digital code via email or your mobile number, and you can forward that off to whoever you want. And it just keeps track of your balance. It's super easy.
So if I could do that as a holiday gift to somebody who lives in your area?
Yes, we can even write a note in the actual gift card before we send it off to you if you want to, personalize it, and you can forward that to them, or we can send it direct to them and they'll have the digital code. All
right. Well, listen, I think we're going to wrap it up there. Julie, thank you for joining us. You're doing incredible work. That's Julie Goes Green. Thank you, Cher Kopman, for joining us. That's Allo Cafe. Support your vegan restaurants. Go vegan. We're going to power through this. We're going to come out stronger than ever.
Thank you, Jane. You're an awesome leader. We love you.
It's a team effort. Thank you.
Bye. Thank you.